Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today I would like to share good news about the Heroes of Adventure system. If you have been following my videos, you know that I have been playing this system for a while, and very recently the nameless designer decided to review his player handbook and make it available in a newer version called 2.0. So let's have a look on it. The book is available for free on his itch.io as previously, and I will add the link into the description if you didn't if you don't have it yet. The book is the same cover, of course, as the previous one. If we just move, we can see that we have several improvements, mainly on the layout and on the images, and everything is still done by using Midjourney. But now, yeah, it's way better than it was before. Basically, the changes that we have here are the layout. There are more character classes, although now it's a little bit different. We are going to talk about it. It's not anymore um, class slash career. Now we only have classes. We have more abilities for each class, and we have more spells as well, and yeah, and other stuff that we can have a look um, on them right now. So one thing that I can see here in this page, and I love it, and thank you once again the nameless designer for it. He added my name here as one of the proofreaders. I did a minor collaboration from my side by reading the previous version and try to point out some stuff, although I know that other people, they did way more than I did, but I appreciate of being mentioned here in this page. Um, let's have a look. As you can see, we have a better picture, better images. As we talk, we have basically the same introduction. The core rules are the same. Nothing was changed, just a little bit more, I would say, better explained. And then if you had some doubts in the past about any rule, it might be way more clear now. At least for me, they are. And we have now a new table for range too. He added this because in the past he just mentioned that there was no so much, how can I say this, the system was not so much precise on tracking how much feet you can walk and so on. So now instead, if you would like to have a little bit more in-depth or precise information about how far you can move and so on, so you have the feet conversion here. If you prefer the previous approach, you can just skip to the close, short, medium, long, far, and distant range bands too. So now we have this table. He mentioned some stuff in the combat and survival that was not mentioned before. For instance, the attack of opportunity. In the past, even in my game sessions, I was in doubt if we had or not an attack of opportunity, and how it worked in this system. If it was like Dungeons and Dragons or not, and in the end it's not exactly the same. So basically what it says here is if two people are in melee combat and one wishes to move away, so he or she allowed the opponent to use an available action to attack before the person moves away. So this is basically you give the opportunity to your opponent to move first, but of course as soon as he or she acts, they cannot act again. But I like this approach. Instead of free attack, it makes more sense, at least for my games. The same tables for wound tables and wild magic tables. And what we have here, an example, basically the same. The images are way better, way better. The setting overview, with more images and better explanation. Some stuff are a little bit better explained. Even the regions, we have a better picture for each region. And then we go to the heroes, and this is, I would say, the most significant change that we have in the book, because in the past we used to pick a race, a class, and a career, and the race used to give like a base stat, and on top of the base stat of the race you put some additional information from the class and then from the career. But now you can roll for some stuff as well, so you're not fixed on these stats. Now a witch hunter is not going to be exactly the same, and actually there are some differences as well, since we do not have a cleric witch hunter anymore. We have different classes. Right now we have 20 classes available in the game, and every class has its own ability, their own abilities, and special mechanics as well. So the races are the same: humans, Northmen, the dwarves, wild folks, elves, and wildlings, half elves. And we have explanation for each one of them. The attributes, we have now this difference. This is different too. So in the past we used to have only skills, and the skills were divided into traits, physical, and knowledge, if I'm not wrong. Now we only have attributes and skills. So basically everything that were on the under the traits line, a column, now are attributes, and then we have skills all together, bundled together into just one single block. Maybe it's easier if I just show you the newest character sheet. Here we have the attributes, and here we have the skills. And in the past we used to have like this. We used to have the traits here, basically the attributes, then the physical skills, then the knowledge skills. Now it's here, and even the character sheet now, it's way more, I would say, cleaner. We still have fields for the abilities. We still have the equipment. We now have the deity line where we can put the information about our gods too. Different fields to keep track of the stress, because magic users, they spend health in order to cast a spell, but they cannot recover this health by using magic, of course. So they can only recover stress from by hasting during the night. So now we can keep track of this stress in this character sheet too. So it's way easier than it was before, right? Because in the end we didn't know, oh, did I take a damage, or did I cast a spell? So I had to keep track of the stress somewhere else. So let's continue here. So the hero creation, we start by choosing a race. This is still the same, but now we can roll in a table too. We can increase attributes by rolling 2d6 on this table. We can have 2 attributes improved at the beginning. Then we choose a class or role. So we have 20 classes here available in this table. And then we are going to have, by picking the race and the class, we are still going to have some base attributes or some base stats. But with these number 2, by rolling 2d6, we can already start doing things a little bit different. Then we can just increase 2 skills. So first we roll for the attributes. Now we can increase by choosing 2 different skills to be improved. Then we choose an ability for a class. Then we buy equipments. Then we choose our age. And this is really great too, because we have here a mechanic where we can make our character a little bit older, hence more experienced. So we can roll in several tables and have some quests in his backstory or her backstory, and these can give us during the character creation uh, good things, boons or banes. This is in the end what we can have as a result of this previous experience. So let's continue here very quickly. So we have hero background tables, so several tables. Maybe I can make it bigger. Let me just change this. Yep. So character background, we have some tables, and we can roll. For instance, if we are human, of course, we can be from these areas in the setting. If you are using the setting, and then here we can roll for a background event table, so you can use these. And then the event outcome, so you have the background event and then an outcome from this event, and once you roll here you can have a boon or a bane. So let's just make this let's see how it would work if we decide right now. I could just roll, for instance, for a background event, and I rolled a 5, so it says a natural disaster or event with 5 again. Okay, so natural disaster or event with a competitor or rival or enemy. So I could say just event with an enemy. So, and I can just think about what this event could be, what enemy it is, and then I can just roll an outcome. So as I had this event in the past with my enemy, what happened? Complete failure. So I have 2 negative impacts on the boon bane table. So I need to roll twice, and then I can just have a look in this table. I roll a 1 and a 4. So as I could say that this event with an enemy, I lost maybe a friend and I lost a treasure. So now I already have some kind of idea for my background story just by rolling in these tables. Then I can roll for a quest event table. If my hero is not so young, he can have some previous experiences. So the idea would be exactly the same. So I could just roll 3 dice, for instance, here, and I could say 4 and 4 and 3. So I could say that I had a quest that I had to find an object in a lair, and when I did this quest, I had a partial failure. So I could have 1 positive and 1 negative from the boon, and this could be anything from this table here. So once I roll in this table, I would have a consequence for an outcome from this quest. So the green one could be the positive, so 1 and 4. So the positive would be an ally, companion, or friend. So maybe during this quest I made an ally, but I lost a treasure again, or possession on an object. So I can just combine everything here, and then I already have a backstory, and I love it a lot. I really like this, mainly for the solo players. Most of the times we start our stories by trying to decide what kind of character we would like to play, and the backstory as well. So instead of spending time by creating these things by yourself, if you like to have some kind of random thing, just use these tables, and yeah, you will have definitely a good time creating this. Some kind of personality tables, appearance table, physical attributes, so how you look, what thing you could be interested in, and situation of the family. So just roll several d20s, and you can just have these two. Some virtues and vices, motivations, secrets, and then the same table for level advancements. But now we have some titles that we can have for our characters. So if we have a look on the previous version, for instance, you can see clearly that the images and the layout are improved a lot. So I can check. Oh, actually, we already had the title previously as well, and I didn't remember this. Okay, cool. So if we have a look on it, so basically this is what we have. So this is previous version and the newest version. So way cooler, right? Okay, so as I said previously, we still have the same races, and the races are based on the setting. I didn't check if they still have the same base attributes actually, but we could check 5.8 for humans, 5.8. Yeah, I think they are the same. Of course, as we have some kind of changes in the attributes and the skills, these changes too, so we do not have the same, but we still have some kind of similar approach. All the racial abilities are the same, and yeah, the images are really nice too. Then we have the classes, and as I said, we have 20 classes, a lot of classes, and each of these classes, they have a lot of abilities too. 15 total for each class. And they have some base attributes that you just need to add on top of what you rolled and the ratio stats. And yeah, 20. So a lot of I love it, this new design and the images. So they are really cool. So we have Crusader, Druids, Knight, Mage, Mercenary, Monk, Ranger, Rogue. So 20 in total. One question: if you say, but I was already playing the first version, is it possible to convert from the previous version to the newest one? I would say that it is possible, but you are not going to have the same result. So I would strongly recommend you to basically recreate your character. Of course, you can just pick the same stuff, but I would suggest you to do it from scratch, because you could be a little bit, I would say, weaker, since now you can have some kind of improvements on at least 2 skills and 2 attributes during the character creation. So I would strongly recommend you to do this instead of just trying to convert directly from the previous version to this newest one. So we have now the equipment. They are basically the same with a better layout, of course. We do have actually more options too, so more weapons available in the melee and in the ranged weapons table. Some more armor options too, and even some specialist weapons for races. So I like it. It's a lot of tables. Crafting, a lot of changes too in the crafting. Not only in the layout, but a lot of new stuff. Magic, as previously mentioned, we now have new domains. We have divine domains. We have other domains that we didn't have in the previous version. Yeah, a lot of magic. And then the gods, the mechanics is still the same. The gods are the same too. It's a setting base, and then the NPCs with better images than the character sheet. So this is the newer version of Heroes of Adventure Player's Book. I'm still looking forward for a newer version of the Game Master book and the Monsters book too. I hope the Nameless Designer do it pretty soon. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you. Bye bye.